Hello YouTube, this is Bruno. Today I'll showcase the storage system that I built on the Jaycraft server. Personally, I like to have a rather compact storage. I basically want to have everything that I need at my fingertips here. I certainly don't want a storage that can handle all of my items, but where I need an elytra to get from one place to the other, because it's so huge. So instead, I built a storage that is fairly compact and also can handle all of my items. I won't store the output of all my farms here. I haven't gotten around to a lot of base building yet. Basically, I built my storage and I plan to build my base around the storage, but this is far from my industrial district. Of course, I have chests for the outputs from my industrial district. For example, here are the outputs from my witch farm, and I might grab a few shulker boxes of the farm and bring them here, but I will make no attempt to move all of the shulker boxes there. All of my farms have a local storage. I will move only the boxes that I really need. I have a lot of bamboo because I use a lot of scaffolding, and also I might end up using this for my furnace, so I brought over the bamboo. But for example, spider eyes, yeah, this will suffice for the rest of the season. Also, I want to have a central input, so I want to be able to throw in everything here, and I also want to be able to throw in shulker boxes and have them sorted. And for shulker boxes, obviously, you have to decide. If you have shulker boxes like this that are full of one item, do you want to sort them automatically into some storage, or do you want to unpack them? You can't have it both ways, so I prefer to unpack them. How can we build a storage that works both with items where we have a lot of, maybe huge amounts, and items where we have only a few? The answer is simple. It's not one storage system, but it's a combination of actually 3 storage systems that are stringed together. And let's start at the end maybe. So here we have a multi-item sorter where I have all the things where I have only a few items. Like here the ores, or maybe the various foodstuffs. This is Rapscallion's multi-item sorter 4.2. It works at hopper speed, so it's really fast for a multi-item sorter. And it works without slot reservation, but a filter chest. So for example, I have one column of 5 chests that contain all my redstone stuff. And here I have a filter chest where I define which items go in, because I will use 2 of each items, here the filter chest, and a blocker item for the remaining slots. The items are basically cycled through all the filter chests, and if they find a filter chest that fits, like that one, they will go in here. And if this chest is full, they will go in here, and if this chest is full, they will go in here. However, if you have stuff that you have a lot of, like maybe glass, so this is something that you acquire manually, but still you might have rather large amounts, then you can see that this multi-item sorter will clog up really fast. Especially for stuff we tend to get a lot of while exploring or digging, or simply items that we use a lot, like gunpowder for crafting rockets and TNT. There is a second sorter here, and this is a classic impulse sorter. So let's have a look at that. We have set up 3 rows of filters. Only one chest is visible, and here I set up a system for about 90 different items. Now these are the items that I use a lot, or for example also items that I use for my shop. Automatically sorted are only single items. The shulker boxes are put in here manually, and my philosophy on that is that I will grab only the shulker boxes that I use or may use. Now, what happens to the items where I have too many to fit in there, like stone? Obviously, if we dig a hole, then 2 double chests of stone will be filled up just like that. Well, we have an overflow system. On this side, it's a row of shulker box loaders. For stone, we will actually have 2 filters. We will have one in the impulse sorter, and then we will have a second filter here. And all the stone that doesn't fit in here will go into this shulker box loaders and be packed in shulker boxes. I may put in shulker boxes of stone that I have manually, but the shulker box loader would only produce those full chests. Some items go directly into the shulker box loaders. For example, granite or andesite. They don't really fit my build palette for my current base, so I don't use them a lot. So I don't really need them in here. But there are still too many of them that it would clog up my multi-item sorter, so I just added a shulker box loader for them. And if I ever need granite, I will grab that shulker box here. Let's go into the world download to get a quick look at the innards. This is my design for the storage system, and I did fully design it in creative and build it in survival using Lightmatica, because especially with the multi-item sorter, it's rather easy to get something wrong. Also, you want to make sure that they fit the space that you have. Here I mapped out a 3x3 chunk area. We do need a chunk loader for the multi-item sorter. because a multi-item sorter will break if it's unloaded while sorting. That goes, I think, for all of the multi-item sorters that I know. I did make some modification after building the system. I added 4 more columns to the multi-item sorter and moved the output for the empty shulker boxes to the other side. But essentially, this whole layout is one-to-one to my survival world. Here you can see what happens if we throw items into the input chests. First, we split shulker boxes from the items. So all the items will be put into the shulker box, except for the shulker boxes, which can't be put in shulker boxes. So they go into this chest, and these go into a shulker box unloader. The outputs from both then go into an unstackable item filter. So this is that one. And this has basically 2 outputs. The stackable items go into this water stream. The unstackable items go into this water stream and will be moved in a row of double chests over here. So these will be all the unstackables. And here we have a section of just chests where I can put stuff like beds and tools and armor. I will build an additional storage for my potions, and I may build an additional storage for my books, I don't know. Otherwise, this is usually enough for me to store all of the unstackable items that I need. All of the stackable items will go into this water stream, and we have a little slab here to group them. So here you can see that they are grouped to stacks, which is rather important because this dropper works exactly at hopper speed. We need the items to arrive in a way that the hoppers can grab all of them, and since hoppers have a cooldown time, they can't arrive faster, but hoppers can grab stacks. This is both lag reduction, and it makes sure that all of the items go into the hoppers. This is a slice of the impulse sorter. It looks a bit non-standard because I wanted to have this in this compact way. But basically this is just 3 standard ImpulseSV sorters stacked on top of each other. Droppers are also there for lag reduction. This dropper will create less lag than a hopper that we would have here. Now you could build this in a way that all the hoppers are locked if you have no items coming through. But I measured this, and on my computer the whole storage will run on roughly 1 MSPT. So it's not really dragging the server down. The items will circle in the water streams, first in the upper slice, then in the middle slice, then in the lower slice. If they are not sorted in the impulse sorter, they will go over here and go over these 2 rows of shulker box loaders. And all items that are not put in there will be loaded into the multi-item sorter. Here's a column for the unsorted items. Those are the items where we forgot to set up filters. If we have 2 items, we can just put these items into the filter chests. If we have only 1 item, then we may have to wait until we get more of them, so I'll just leave them in here. And I still need a trash can for the rotten flesh. For the item transport, I have several pressure plates, but I will also register if items go into the multi-item sorter here. So whenever we notice item passing through, we'll get a signal here, and the signal is sent down underground to a chunk loader that runs on a pulse extender. The chunk loader is underground in order not to interfere with my regular nether portal. And we have a non-standard resettable pulse extender that keeps the chunk loader alive long enough for the items to go through the sorter. The whole system took about 12 hours to build using Lightmatica after I had designed it in Creative, which is quite decent for a storage system that can really handle all of your items. And you see, it is rather compact. It's just over 30 blocks wide. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like if you want to see more content like this, and see you next time. Bye bye.